Vinny going to be in the middle with Doobie. What can that combo give you? And Vinny, moving. I know he's done it so often in his career, but is there anything he can give you in the middle that maybe?
Well, he can play both.
Yeah.
He's played both for me. Again, although I thought Eric's line, Eric, Gabby, and Vinny were much better offensively. I'm just not living to live with the risk as far as the defensive play, because it's come back and bit us a couple of times here, and these games are being played so close. I just want to add a little balance to our lines defensively. That's all I'm telling you.
And then you have Anisimov, it looked like, and Avery and Stepp on the wing.
Yep.
Is that a defensive move as well, or
No, it's
Artie's pretty good two-way player?
Yeah. Artie's a good player. Stepp's a smart two-way player. Sean's done fine. I have other reasons why I have him that way, but I'm not going to elaborate a whole bunch here. But again, we've scored 2 goals in I'm not sure how many games. Ben was giving me the stats, and it's just there's no room for error. There's no room for error. Some of the mistakes, some of the tape we showed today on some plays. If you have a 2-goal lead or something like that, you almost move by them, but we can't. We have to continue to work away from the puck, and hopefully we get that 3rd goal. Like last night, we get a 3rd goal, and but also not get hurt defensively. And when you guys were asking, I'm not sure who asked me about the 3rd goal. I wasn't. The play that bothered me the most was getting them on the power play. That's the play I was talking about when we just gave up ice and stuff like that. So I'm not sure who asked me about the 3rd
Well,
goal.
I'd asked you about DZ's penalty, and you said that wasn't the issue. It was getting the puck out of the zone.
Well, it was. We had a chance to move it before Michael brings it back.
Right.
We made some plays last night bringing it back when we didn't have to, and that's what put DZ, and then Wooly keeps it back, moves it back. And it takes an unfortunate bounce on Michael. That should be out in the neutral zone. So that's what I was talking about last night as far as the 3rd goal. It's not so much the goal, it's what put them on the power play. And you knew their power play was close, although our penalty killing was good. We just couldn't give them another power play in that period, and that was a needless one by us.
Moving Stepp to the wing, does that change things a little bit for him in a good way where it takes away?
Every time I put him in the wing, he scored a goal. Put him on the wing the other night in Detroit, he scores a goal. He is fine either side at center. Again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But he can play. He can play there.
Same 6 on D or
no? No, Emmy's gonna go in. Michael will come out. Michael's gonna come out. And again, we just Michael's staying with us. We're gonna keep working with him. But Emmy's gonna go in for the next game.
You've mentioned a few times now that this is really the first major bump you've hit.
It's a doozy.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge speed hump or bump. But
we'll get through it.
But is it also really the first time this season where the defense has maybe slipped to the degree?
No.
No?
I tell you right now, I went over it with Ben today. I'm not sure. I'll reword it. No.
Okay.
I think situational play in certain big defensive times where we have, and that's what frustrates me. I thought in the Detroit game and the last game is that we beat ourselves. And in a couple plays, we're not even under pressure. Like last night, we put them on the power play when we should be playing in the other team's end zone, so there's no penalty taken. So no, we watch it very closely. We chart them very closely. We've made some mistakes at key times defensively, but our overall defensive play, no. They had 5 scoring chances going into that 3rd period. They ended up with 8. 8 of them in the 3rd period. 4 of them were on their last power play.
So does Eminger, though, give you more of a defensive mindset or positioning or
He gives us a
around the
little
net,
bit of
little
an
jam around
excuse
the
me
net?
for spinning. He
Right.
gives us a little bit more. If Emmy wants to stay in, he's got to come back with the bite that he had, and we need some bite around our net. He'll add to that, and again he slipped, and that's why he was out. But he gave us some good minutes along the way here, and I worry about Michael. I do. This last night was a tough play. It was a very frustrating loss for everybody, and I think a big part of it comes into that last 6 minutes of the third period, where not just him, but we make some mistakes and we beat ourselves. And I know he's wearing it a little bit, and I worry about a young guy handling the ups and downs he's gone through. So he'll watch, and we'll put Emmy back in, and we'll make our decisions from there, and just keep on working with him.
Does it help having somebody who else who's been through ups and downs? Some of the guys, whether it was Matt earlier in the year, or whether there were a lot of doubts about Boyle until this season. Does it help to have guys like that around to talk to him and
To talk to Michael?
Yeah.
Sure. And I talked to him this morning, and we showed him some tape, and everybody wants to try to help one another here. And last night it's a really tough one to eat. We put obviously put a lot of emphasis on it, and I think we're in pretty good control of the game, and we allow it to get away. And so it's not just one person. We as a team allowed it to get away. And we were winning those games early. We were finding ways. Remember, guys, we were finding ways to win games differently all through the first half of the season. And a lot of them were one-goal games. We're finding ways to lose games right now by one goal. I'm not sure. I think we've had 15 of our last 18 one-goal games. We've found ways to lose them of late, and we've got to try to rectify that.
I understand that your focus is this team and always has, always will be. But when a team is coming off a zoo like it had last night, losing by 9 goals, 340 minutes of penalty.
They'll be ready to play.
Well, do you worry about spillover of that craziness in any way, just
No.
because they're hyped up still?
No.
No?
I don't know what their mindset is. I know even through some of their injuries, as I said, I think their biggest engine is their defense, and they'll be ready to play. They haven't fought through some of the stuff that they've gone through with some of they'll be ready to play, and we need to be ready to play. I haven't even seen the stuff what happened in the game. I heard about it. We're not concerned about that. We're going to try to play our game.
They put that gate up between the 2 dressing rooms in that hallway. They put an
Is there a
iron
gate there?
gate so the teams can
I got a great story sometime. I'm in a better mood. I'll tell you a story about that gate
with the
when Mike
playoffs.
Milbury.
Not in a good mood?
Huh? No, I'm in a fine mood.
Do you worry at all about, because this is such a young team, and it's a team full of guys that have, made it as far as they have this season with effort, that to get out of this, maybe they try too hard and press a little bit?
I think in certain individuals, yes, are trying to, are not. When you try too hard, you're not trying smart. Certain individuals, other individuals may need to up their level. It's dipped a little bit, so individually it's a whole different scenario, and we're trying to coach them that way, just to try to get us all on the same page here, and how we get out of this. And so we'll, as frustrating and as aggravating last night was, you come to work the next day and you put your time in to try to be better. And the hardest part here is our games are so spaced out now. I wish we were in that month of playing 17 in the month, because at least you come back with another game. That's the best cure for you when you struggle, is to keep playing. So we're looking forward to an afternoon game against a good club and try to get ourselves straightened out.